that was fast. Well, how can you always tell when it's me hopping in, but I keep surprising Sol and Adlug? I can smell you before I hear you. Your magic smells like thunderstorms. Right. Werewolf. Well, news from the front. We got Dawnstar, and Sol thinks the Stormcloaks are going to try something sneaky here in the Reach. Consider yourself advised. Oh, don't worry. We've heard. About which? The Stormcloaks. We're letting them think they're hidden for the time being. Madanach thinks they could be useful if they try to take over any of the forts in the area. Useful how? They're less disciplined and worse armed than the Imperials. You have sharp teeth. Would you rather try to bite through a mud crab's shell or a salmon's skin? You make a disgusting point. Neither, if I could help it, but the analogy isn't lost on me. I'd rather get at the meaty inner bits without having to resort to that. Fascinating. Stay a while, would you? You're the first one of your kind I've ever been able to talk to. I'd like to study you. Study me? Ask you questions, mostly. Test your scales if possible. Do you have to keep them dry or damp or... well moisturized if possible. Alright, fine. As long as I can ask you some questions in return. You're the first werewolf I've ever met, that I know of. Besides, I wouldn't want to miss the fireworks when you decide to make your move. The plan doesn't quite involve setting anything on fire. Yet. But I'll let you know if that changes. Fascinating is right. Okay. See if I've memorized my way around here. I really hope Ulfric's at the throne, otherwise I'm about to look like an idiot. Jarl Ulfric?
I'm proud we liberated Falkreath from the Empire. In many ways, it's the heart and soul of Skyrim, not to mention its rather strategic position. Some brothers have taken to calling you Bonebreaker. Evidence of your ferocity and determination. A fitting name. So we shall all call you thus. The war demands so much from us. And we give all we have to it and to the people. But I've kept a little something to offer you in appreciation.
Oh.
Please take this on behalf of all the brothers and sisters. And I need capable and loyal warriors close at hand. So I'd like to offer you a home in Wenhel. Speak with my steward, who'll make the arrangements.
Oh, that's... Thank you, my lord, but that's not entirely... necessary. But thank you. What's our next move against the Empire?
Get over to our camp in the Reach. They need every able body they can muster.
To the Reach? Understood.
For Skyrim.
Oh, this should be interesting. Might be a figure standing here. Your leave?
The Stormcloaks are finding victory across the land.
Sort of. What sort of house is the Jarl offering?
The house I mentioned earlier is still available, if you want to buy it.
I think I'll give it a bit more thought, but thank you.
Very well. Just let me know when you're ready to purchase the house.
Of course. When?
Travel safely. It's dangerous out there.
Oh, indeed it is. Don't worry, I'm as... safe as they come. Probably. Assuming I don't run into things. Well, that didn't take long. And now I need to remember how to get back to the Aretino residence.
Spare a coin for a poor old woman.
Oh, hello, Silda.
It's so good to see you again.
It's good to hear your voice. Here.
Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
I'm glad you're still finding warmth where you can, Silda.
The divines smile on a charitable soul.
I certainly hope so. Right, so she usually... Okay, I know the general shape of Candlehearth. So, we go around the side of Candlehearth.
For the sons of Skyrim.
There's the recruiters. And up these stairs here. And around to the left. Not downhill. Around here. There we go. Oh, he is not going to be happy about travelling to the Reach. Oh dear. I suppose that was a logical next step, wasn't it? Ah, goodness, it's cold out there. I always get stuck on that step. Right. Oh. Let's see if Myth is still asleep. Myth? You still sleeping? Well, I was. So, how'd it go? It went interestingly. We are headed to the Reach. Oh, doesn't that figure? Oh.
If there's anything you need, just let me know.
Oh, there's Angranor. You feeling alright? Feeling a bit better rested, if not still a little bruised. That does make a certain amount of sense. So... I should probably store some of this. Give me a moment. I'm going to keep that on me just in case. So... I'm going to, let's talk on the road, shall we? Or in the carriage, if you're feeling up to riding again? I might as well. It'll be a bumpy road one way or another. All roads are in the Reach. I suppose you have a point. You sound a bit... unsettled. I am... somewhat. I suppose it's probably private enough here. Is there anyone around? No guards, if that's what you're wondering. Or just anyone with ears, really. He gave me a sword, first of all, which, fair enough, it's a symbol of station and also, you know, just a gift, which I suppose. People are apparently calling me Bonebreaker now, which is amusing. I can't imagine why Miss shouts people off cliffs. Easy for you to say. I've just woken up. Give me a break. But the weird thing was that, well, first of all, he made a very big deal about the gift, which makes me somewhat... gives me a bit of pause. But he also apparently wants us to have a home nearby, which I find very interesting given the Aretino residence situation. Well, it's not exactly ours, is it? True. It should belong to Angranor. Exactly. And Aventus, if we can somehow manage to get him back from Riften. I think we would have to adopt him for that, wouldn't we? Or get Angranor too. Something about restoring him to his family's property. Or... I suppose it'd be the other way around here, wouldn't it? It would be restoring the property to him. I don't know how Nords work. One of those two. Anyway, I just felt odd. The whole interaction. It was...
We're one of the same kind, you and I. I'm glad to have met you.
Are you talking about me or about Myth? It could be both. Fair enough. Carriage is just straight ahead. I think I'm figuring out my way around here, although I did also run into a wall while I was in the keep. You know, you could have just waited and woken me up after. Or woken me up after a little more rest is what I mean. I could have, but I wanted to give you some extra rest because head injuries are not to be taken lightly. Although you seem to be doing alright. I probably shouldn't worry so much, but... No, I appreciate you worrying. Truly. Right. So... Oh, that was the other thing. I just... don't know how I feel about the Jarl of Windhelm wanting to keep the two of us around, like, closely. It just seems... It seems familiar and I can't quite parse how. Oh, right. Which part of the Reach are we going to? That depends entirely on where the camp is. Oh. Here's the map. Where are we going? Well... It looks like the fastest way there will be up the river from Dragonbridge. Oh, interesting. To Dragonbridge we go then. Oh.
Need a ride?
Think so?
Where do you want to go?
Right, hang on.
Good day.
We'll meet him down the road. There we are. To Dragonbridge. So it should be around here somewhere. There's one of ours. Don't worry, I'm more or less keeping up. Ah, there we are. No bears this time, it looks like. Wonderful. That was not a pleasant surprise the last time. No, it certainly wasn't. Ah, there they are. What? Well, I looked into one big tent and I didn't see any injured. They're in the other big tent.
Imperial dogs. too low for them.
Calma.
Bonebreaker.
That's her, actually. Gods. Reporting in.
Get over to Markarth. Rumor has it, the Jarl's steward, Rayrek, is a faithful Talos worshipper, if not a true son of Skyrim. He still supports the Empire, after all. But, if confronted with proof of his belief, you might be able to persuade him to aid our cause. Indirectly, of course. Wouldn't want to sully his reputation, would we? You'll need to be careful with this one. The Jarl's men won't look kindly on you rummaging through the steward's quarters.
Well. Mr. Stonefist, you couldn't have asked for a better person for this job.
I can always count on you, can't I?
Me and Syrah. Although... Gods, okay, I need to get out of this light. Oh, sorry. So... what I'm hearing is that this is an infiltration mission. Oh, yes. I suppose I should probably put on something a little less... At least I'm not wearing a Stormcloak uniform.
I'm getting sick of rabbit.
You'd rather be plowing a field? Not me.
So... do you want to do this one alone? Oh. Sorry. Yeah, it's fine. I just stopped because my head is pounding. It gets better every day, but... I do think that's for the best. I'm not used to working with people when I'm doing missions of this ilk. I'm fully capable. And I trust you. I just don't know how I would protect you, I suppose. Like, I need much protection, but thank you. So, I think my plan is to stay here with potentially the injured tent. See if I can do some good here. Healing hands and whatnot.
What are your thoughts on all this?
I don't want some snotty elf telling me what gods I can and can't worship.
Try not to get into too much trouble. You as well. Don't worry, I will try to stay out of the Nords. You know, they're everything. Right. I'll be back. And I'll see what I can see. It's a bit foggy. Hopefully I don't run into any Forsworn on the way. I shouldn't. But... anyway, take care. You better also take care, Myth. Gods. You know, I think the weather's the least of my worries. My head should probably be a larger priority. And also not carrying around something that might get me robbed. Why are there no guards? Curious. Alright. Now, where is the keep in all of this? Oh, and do I... don't think I do. Okay, well, I will in fact... oh, that's pretty. I will in fact just, once I find the keep, be walking in looking like a mercenary. Why not?
Break the law in Markarth, and it's off to Sidna Mine with you.
Interesting.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll.
Nope, it's just the concussion.
I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of meat.
Right, you know, I do have a quiver strapped to my back. I would look a little weird if I don't have some kind of bow. Well, this is certainly a place, isn't it? Oh, sir, what are you gawking at?
You there. You another Imperial puppet? Answer me.
I'm no friend of the Imperials.
Finally, someone with decent sense. The Empire is destroying everything Skyrim stands for. Honor, pride, mighty Talos. Jarl Igmund can't ignore us for much longer. Not if the Silverblood family has a say.
Oh. You're one of the Silverbloods. You said something about Talos. That's rather bold, given the Thalmor patrolling up there.
That's a true Nord hero. A legend. So great that the divines themselves lifted his soul into the heavens and made him a god. He founded the Empire, and now they've turned their back on him. To appease your kind, elf. Do your people rule Skyrim, or do the Nords?
I hate to inform you, Mr. Silverblood, but I'm a dark elf. Those are high elves. Not to insult your, perception, I am wearing a hood after all.
Stay out of trouble in my city.
I will do my best. Your city. Interesting. I hope they don't know who I am. No, that will just look even more suspicious. No, they'd recognize a Morag Tong agent if I wore the other outfit. Alright.
You're trespassing here. You better clear out.
Understood. Oh, there's a blacksmith. That's probably the personal chambers. Well, this could be interesting. All of those would be a bad idea. Right about now. Do I have? I do. Only one. I only need one. Damn it. why must Dwemer dolls be such horrible snitches? I don't even know if I'm in the right place. What in the world is this? Let's not get distracted, it's some Forsworn legend. Ah. Also going to take that. Just in case. You never know when a key might come in handy. How am I going to do this? Carefully. My good man.
I'm the Jarl's personal blacksmith, but that doesn't mean I can't sell you a few pieces for a fair price.
Right. What kind of weapons do you forge?
Anything. Served in the Legion with my sister Gorza for over 10 years. We've seen every piece you can imagine. Have you met her? She runs the forge near the smelter. Just don't bother talking to her, apprentice. Boy has no talent.
An awkward no. Right, I've just remembered something else that I'm here for, but I might come back. Oh, my timing couldn't be better. Sorry.
No trespassing here. You'd better clear out.
Oh, I'm here for Rayrick.
You? Who are you to approach the Jarl of Markarth?
I'm looking for work.
Very well. You may approach the mournful throne. But watch your words. Keep your eyes open for Forsworn when you're on the roads.
Always. I'll sneak up on you. Rayrick.
I'm Igmund's uncle, as well as his steward.
I found this. I'm not sure if it's yours, but I figured I'd come report it just in case.
Not here. Come with me. Stay close, and the guards will leave you alone.
Of course. Lead on. It isn't the guards I'm worried about. I'm so glad I didn't bring Syrah with me. Huh. We won't talk about his door being unlocked.
I suppose you're here to extort something from me. Is that it? Well, what is it you want?
I want to know what you would do if this were made public.
The Thalmor would need to make an example of me. I'd be thrown into prison, but our family's honor would be stained for generations. I'm the Jarl's uncle. He, his father, and I swore oaths to the Empire to abandon Talos as conditions of our return to the city.
If you believe in Talos, why not join our cause?
So, you're one of Ulfric's spies. I can't deny the man is right about a few things, but I've seen firsthand what Ulfric is capable of, given the chance. Suffice it to say, he is no friend to Markarth, and no friend of mine. My first and only loyalties are to my nephew, and to this city.
I can appreciate a man with a sense of nuance. Perhaps we can come to some sort of agreement.
What if I told you about a large shipment of silver and weapons?
Go on.
Oh no, I won't tell you anything more until we have an agreement.
Okay. It's a deal. Where can I find this shipment?
They're taking it by wagon to Solitude. If you hurry, you'll catch them before they get far. It'll be a fairly slow-moving caravan. The shipment's quite heavy and guarded by many men. Now, let's pretend we never had this discussion.
Of course. I was simply submitting an anonymous tip.
I have letters to read.
I'm sure. Wouldn't want to keep a man from important work.
Jarl, we need to discuss the Forsworn.
This place is rather well guarded. I wonder what it would take to take those, take those Thalmor on a fishing trip, as it were. Teach them how to gut large, scaly things. Shiny things, you know.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Never leave the house? You want that ending?
The weather seems to be changing. I'm not sure if it's changing for the better, though. Okay. Oh. I can use my real bow now. Well, there's Sarah. Bonebreaker. Oh, God's myth. So, how did it go? Anything unusual on your trip? Good weather? Bad weather? The weather's been predictably foggy. There are Thalmor in Markarth. So we aren't going there. Thank you. That doesn't make me feel very good about being on the road where they could spot me. Believe me, me neither. I'm just glad they didn't recognize me. Anyway, things to report to Galmar. Okay, like what? Well.
The Empire is weak. That is why we fight them. Skyrim must be ruled by the strong. The Empire would have us become their slaves, as they have become slaves to the Thalmor. I will not live as a slave, nor will I die as one.
Your enthusiasm is founded. But, I did in fact interrogate Rayrek. He says there's a shipment of coin traveling to Solitude.
Good job. I knew you'd come back with something for me. It just so happens I've got some scouts along the road. Meet up with them, and together see if you can't overpower the caravan.
Can do.
One lives for the things he is willing to die for. Watch yourself out there.
Oh, sorry. Oh, don't worry. It is sort of, hard to move out of the way if I can't tell that you're trying to move past me. Right, now... Where is this caravan? Just up the road, it would seem. Of course, there is rather a massive fortress between here and there.
Phew, the Imperial milk drinkers.
Suppose we could try to go around, couldn't we? We could, although we could also just go through, clear out a fort for the Stormcloaks if anyone attacks us. Fair enough. Up this way, I think. Lead on. It is very, very... It's not exactly the best underfoot. Unsteady terrain. Uneven terrain. That's the one. Would it be par for the course of if the Imperials already own this fort? It certainly would. How close are we to it? Well, if you can see the outline here, we are right next to it. Oh. Fantastic. Alright. Afternoon. Odd. What's that? I'm not sure. Okay, we're moving on. What's going on? Were those Imperials? No. We would have heard them if they were Imperials. There are Forsworn at that fort. We walked past one, and she didn't attack us. There were others. There are others. At first I was thinking maybe she wasn't attacking because she was alone and knew it was, you know, a little bit of a hopeless battle. I'm not sure what's going on, but it doesn't bode well. Indeed. Okay, so we move on then? Indeed. Those are ours. And they blend in quite well. Alright.
Hey there. I was wondering if I'd run into you out here. The Reach is a beautiful but dangerous place, eh? One false step and you'll fall to your death. That is, if those Forsworn don't get you first. Have you seen those Briarheart men? That's some evil magic right there. What brings you? You have the look of purpose in your eyes.
Oh, that's a comforting thought. One false step and you'll fall to your death. I'm not sure if it's purpose or the concussion, but there's an enemy wagon loaded with coin and weapons nearby. We've been sent to help you capture it.
Really? It just so happens we've been tracking a wagon for about a day now. So that's what's in there. Coins and weapons. How do you know that?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, fine. Keep your secrets. I see how it is. That wagon recently had a little accident. They're stranded now, just up the road. We're outnumbered, but I have a plan. You got here just in time.
What's the plan?
First, we're going to take out their sentry. Then we'll situate ourselves overlooking the camp. Next, you'll infiltrate their position and get their attention, while we hit them with a barrage of arrows. With a bit of luck, we'll catch them completely off guard and even the odds a little.
I like the sound of that. Although, for that to work, we need a bit more stealth. We should wait until dark.
Good idea. Let me know when you're ready.
We should wait until dark? You know that's not going to work with my eyes. True. But, in theory, if they're stranded for a little while, they might set up fires. So, besides, this will give us time to observe whatever's going on with this keep. Could be nothing. Could be something. Right, well, let's settle in then. I'll let you do the watching. Well, I think this is about as dark as I'm willing to let it get. Mm-hmm. I can't see a damned thing except your bow. I will keep that on me then. Alright, Rayloff.
Ready to do this?
Think so. Let's go.
Good. There's a sentry patrolling the hill. We'll go in quiet and drop him with a combined arrow barrage. Keep low, fire on my word.
Understood. No, I see them. Syrah, keep up. I'm keeping up. I see some points of light, but also... it's a bit tricky. Those are torches, and they do have fires. Good. Oh, I see them, sort of. I know what you mean.
We'll get him when he comes back around. Hold your fire.
Yes, sir. Oh.
Fire! All right. You infiltrate their camp. We'll cover you from the ridge. Good luck.
All right. Here we go. Oh, we're just charging. We are just charging. And missing.
It's got to be the Imperials. Find them.
Goals, they are blind. I'm sure it's the helmets.
Someone's here. I can feel it. Keep looking.
Missed. Oh, well, there we are.
That's it? Is that your best? Dalos smite you! That's how a true Nord fights.
Did we get them all? Oh, is it done? I don't know and I don't trust it. There's a horse here.
I'll fight the entire Legion myself if they dare show their faces here.
How are you keeping that bow held for so long? Suppose it's probably not the best bow. I think that's all of them. Good. That was surprisingly quick. Wasn't it just?
We make quite a team, eh? I'll stay here and guard the shipment. You get back to camp with news. Have them send some men with a new wagon. This one isn't going anywhere.
Of course. Well. Do you mind, sir? Not very well, it would seem. Where? Up. Oh, shit. I should have known you two would be here. How's your head, miss? And what are you doing here exactly? This is my home, elf. and I'm taking that wagon. You and what army? Did the Legion really put the likes of you in charge of a squadron? Syrah, you remember that fort we passed? Like I said, this is my home. This is our land. This is the Reach. And we know better than anyone how to hide in it. If you're smart, you'll leave before you find out what army. If I'm smart... And what claim do you and your Reachmen have over this land that supersedes the Nords exactly? You all came from Atmora to begin with. You should be on the same side, not at each other's throats. There is a greater enemy to be preparing for. Yes, your people. Your people, who would try to convince you that this place was empty, ripe for the taking. Your people and your Stormcloaks, who wouldn't dare acknowledge that there were people here before you, and that we've remembered what you've tried to burn from your books and your stories. But our roots run deep in the Reach, and my kinsmen and I will fight blade and fang until all of you conquerors recognize us. We'll fight until you've memorized the taste of forsworn flint and orcish steel. Now, I'll give you one chance. Take your men and get off our land. You don't think we could take you? I could shout you apart. I'm sure you could burn me or push me around or curse me. But could you do it before an arrow finds your throat? There are wolves in these hills, Dragonborn. Leave before they start singing. Damn it. Rayloff, come on. We tried at least. And, I have to ask. Have you ever studied the works of Zurin Arctus? Who's that? That answers that question. He is, among other things, the author of The Art of War Magic, which is nearly essential reading for any member of House Telvanni that wants to, say, survive. What you just did. I think Sol will be pleased with you. I'm not looking for his approval. What does your Book of War say about what I did? To wit, victory in battle is only the least kind of victory. Victory without battle is the acme of skill. I'd say you successfully bluffed them into a retreat, but I think you could have taken them. Did you have to read a book to learn that? What do you mean? Have you ever seen two bears fight? It's better for both of them to make noise, stand up, throw their weight around. Bluff. If both bears walk away from the fight, the loser might still catch a salmon downriver. Two bears that charge each other and go for the throat might both die from their wounds. Huh. Alright, here's another one for you. Only in victory will the enemy be vulnerable to defeat. Do you have a bear story for that one? That was just common sense. Wait for them to exhaust their resources, then clean up the mess. That's why it's always important to watch your back when you're out, say, skinning a deer. You put in the work to catch it, but a wolf pack won't care. Especially if you're alone. That sounded like the bitter voice of experience. It's the way we live. It's the Huntfather's Law, if you want to call it that. Maybe you could read about it in one of your books. I don't think many have been brave or sympathetic enough to write about the Forsworn, let alone without bringing some kind of bias into it. Maybe I should write about you. Of course I'd bring in my own bias, but it's the bias of being an outsider in a great house. I know what it's like being kicked out of my own territory. Sort of. Tell me about that sometime, after all this nonsense with the Stormcloaks is over and dealt with. In the meantime, go tell Forain that the bastards are here. He can do with that information what he will. I'm not expecting help. Will do, and good to know. You know, he'd probably get Rika to send a contingent if you asked. I'm not asking. This is our chance to prove our strength to both sides. They can take it as a threat, or they can see us as equals. Their choice. Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know. I know. I've watched bears fight. Right. I'll be back, eventually. Good luck. I'll bring paper. I'll look forward to it.